Hello guys, today I would like to show you how I made this summer dress. It is designed specifically for holidays, it's light and super flowy. I used about 10 meters of muslin cotton and I was very lucky to get it at a very good price, so enjoy it. First I'm working on the top. Right away I'm cutting out two pieces for front and back, each 120 centimeters width and 30 centimeters length. You can make different lengths, of course, it doesn't matter. The longer you make your panels, the less fabric you will need, but your dress won't be as flowy as mine. Next, I'm going to work on side edges of the top. I flap it over twice, creating edge knitting seam. Pin it first, then go over with the machine stitch, so on both sides it looks neat. The good thing about this fabric, it's very sturdy, it's a bit stretchy but not slippery, so it's easier to make a straight stitch. After I've done all sides of both panels, it makes it 4 in total. I start to work on the top edge of the top dress. I flap it over, creating another knitting seam, but this time I allow 2 centimeters allowance, so it leaves a nice tunnel in order for the straps to go through. When I sew fabric against grain line, the seam doesn't look too straight, but this is an illusion because fabric crinkles back. But all of this doesn't matter. Once I'll gather it all together, it won't be visible, that's all. Next, creating the strap. I cut out a ribbon about 2 meters long for now, then I will make it shorter and 4 to 5 centimeters wide. Folding into enclosed seam, the same as binding, I pin it in place first, then sew with 1 to 2 millimeters allowance very close to the edge. Don't forget to iron press everything after you finish the first step. Now I need to thread the straps through the tunnel I created earlier. Both front and back of the top are identical, so you gather both parts to the same strap. Fiddle with it a bit, having in mind that the length of the strap that you leave on the sides will go over the shoulders. You might have to try it on the mannequin or a model or yourself to make sure that it fits perfect. Then I join sides of the top about 8 centimeters up from the bottom. This is to create arms for arms. Then sew the edge of first tier all the way around. This edge is going to be underneath of second tier, but it's still cool to have it neat. Start working on the second tier, which is double the length of the first tier, but the same height, 30 centimeters. If the first layer / tier of the dress was 240 centimeters all the way around, then second tier is 480 centimeters length all the way around, which is twice as more than the first tier. So if your fabric only 120 centimeters of width, like in my case, you'll have to cut out 4 pieces and join them together, like I did. In this video, you will notice that I haven't used an overlocker, that's all. All seams are hemmed on sewing machine, including the middle seams. The way I joined the fabric is with overlapping middle edges of both parts onto each other with about 0.7 centimeters allowance. Then turn them over again and sew on the top of them. Perhaps I'm not best explaining at the moment, so I will include the image here. Trim both edges of the second tier on both sides with 0.5 centimeters roller stitch. Next is to gather top of the second tier. Allow around 2.5 centimeters from the edge and make a seam. Make sure that you use gathering foot P950. If you're using industrial sewing machine like I am, it will shrink and gather your fabric down to 50% less. Pin second layer to the first layer, overlapping the gathered edge on the top of the first layer's edge, creating beautiful circle. Then sew it on a sewing machine. And voila! First 2 layers are done. For the third layer, I cut out a piece that is 9 meters and 60 centimeters wide and 30 centimeters long. It basically twice as wider than a second layer. Using the same method of gathering technique, I then pin it to the second layer, creating bigger circle. I've run out of space on the table, so I had to use the floor to show you how the dress looks with 3 tiers. And this is how the dress looks like on the mannequin. You can leave it as it is if you want. It definitely will save you some fabric, but I decided to go further and create a 4th tier, for which I cut out 18 meters and 30 centimeters long and 30 centimeters wide part of fabric, basically twice bigger than the 3rd tier. I hope you understood me, guys. Once again, I've run out of space to show you full dress. On this note, I've finished this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my YouTube and enjoy the photos. Bye bye.